Hello everyone, welcome back to RCH Builders. So I guess today we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in the ridge vent. We're going to put it across here and this one back here. So first thing we're going to do is chalk us some lines and cut it with a skill saw. Alright, so we went ahead and cut that. You can see how you can see up through there now. That allows that roof to breathe, which helps keep the heat down in your attic. The hotter it is in your attic, the harder your AC needs to work from underneath. Need somewhere to let that heat escape so your AC can work easier. So now we got to put the actual cap on. The vent. We got to put the vent piece on and then the cap, which actually first, before we do the vent, we got to put cap right here to get us started. Then the cap will go over, the ridge vent will go over that slightly and go that direction. Same thing on the other end. While we're waiting for some 3 tabs cut down to ridge cap to start there, we'll go ahead and come down here where the existing is, and what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put a ridge vent piece, and then we'll have to essentially turn this around so that we can keep going with it. Otherwise we're going to try and slide it up under the whole way, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to get the camera set up and get started with that. Alright, so let's just start with this end. This end has a little overlap piece. The other side is flush here, and it has a little seam right here that's designed for this to go over. Now against this right here, it's not really going to snap in like it would do there, but it will still overlap slightly. So we want to get that lined up close as possible. You've got old against new. Also, this is a very cheap version. I prefer this. It's a much stiffer, much sturdier version of the ridge vent, in my opinion anyway. We'll just get it started. Then I'll go to the other end and line it up centered, and you got this nice line, so you can essentially line that right up with this board here. And I'll get it lined up where I want it, but then I want to do my nails starting from that end going this way. Usually just do it on one side at a time. I'm holding it this end exactly where I want it while doing that. And then I can pretty much should be able to just go down through this side, and this side's going to automatically go where I want it as long as I keep it tight, basically, because the other side's already locking it in. And if you overlap these and lock them in, this is essentially watertight, at least for a little while, before you get these on. So you can hurry up and put these on, and then you can come back and get these here. If you run out of time, it's not going to be as important as long as this is on and it is keeping it all dry. All right, so I've got it turned around here so that it can be taken that way. You might notice that it kind of goes back and forth a little bit until we get to the end down there. So that end is where the addition is, and over there I was able to go nice and straight. But here, following the ridge, because this ridge goes like this, it goes like that, it goes like this, it goes like that. I mean, it's not straight, so kind of had to fudge it a little bit back and forth with that so that the ridge vent didn't end up kinked and cracking later. So, and the original ridge vent was the same way, because I could see here, I could see the shadow line from where it used to be, and it's actually following that almost exactly. So like I say, that is what has caused it to go back and forth. But once we got to the addition, you can see how nice and straight it looks. So another thing that you have to deal with old houses. But Tyler is almost finished going down through this one. This is Tyler's favorite part of roofing, is putting the ridge cap on. Basically what that means is Tyler absolutely hates roofing and is nervous as heck on this on here. But when it comes to the ridge cap, at least he's right at the top. He's got more stability by the two sides and been able to stay on the top instead of trying to stand. So it's like where I'm walking on this, Tyler will not do that. He turns around holding onto this ridge real carefully, which is perfectly fine. I'd rather him be safe, but that's also why I usually do most of this roofing by myself, and you'll usually only see me doing it.
I am trying to be aware of not going directly in the middle, because if I do that, I might have a chance of splitting these.
Yep.
And I don't want to have to go all the way back there, ripping all these off to replace them.
Yeah. So, but I'm probably going to leave the video there. It's just going to be constantly putting these on here, and it might be that Tyler does most of that by himself, maybe even tomorrow. But like I say, it's the part that he can do. One thing that I don't know if I mentioned in the previous video or not on ridge vent, so you can buy ridge cap in a by itself, but it is a whole lot more expensive than just 3-tab shingles that you then cut a angle in, which when Tyler did these, he went a little bit more than normal. That's fine if you're doing it just as an actual ridge cap, but where we're using it on this ridge vent, it's actually he's barely being able to get inside this nail line here. So when he does his next bundle, he'll cut a little bit less on that. But the other thing is these 3 tabs are designed for this as well. You'll see in the middle of each 3rd tab, it's actually easier to see down here. He was trying to show you there, but it is easier to see against this black. This is not a little cut that we put here. This is a factory cut. That is the dead center of this tab on a 3 tab. And so if you're trying to go down through this ridge, you've got a center line for the ridge here, or you got the actual center of the ridge itself if you don't have a vent. All you have to do is, if you get this lined up good down here, and then make sure that this center line that is pre-made into it is lined up here, then you're good to go with making sure that you're going to continue that square line. Sometimes it's hard to see, but you can find it. It's right there. Especially on camera, it's hard to see. But again, you just follow that, and it keeps you in a nice straight line without having to do major figuring it out. It's actually designed that way. So as far as this video goes, I think that's what we're going to call a day on it. And hope y'all enjoyed watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you the next time.